Alright guys, so this is kind of a sequel to a story I did last month called Godzilla vs. Wordgirl. There, words, I can't do them. Anyway, so this is Mothra vs. Wordgirl. Kind of on a little Godzilla kick, as you can tell from the last video I did, of doing that fanfiction idea of with space Godzillas and a kaiju suicide squad. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a sequel to a story that a lot of people seem to respond to, but this time with a different kaiju. So I figured, why not do the second most popular monster in the Toho universe? Mothra. And it makes a lot of sense, really. Also, the story's going to be very familiar to I guess you could say, two other movies in the entire Godzilla movie franchise. So, you know, just bear with me on that. Just bear with me on that. So, Mothra versus Wordgirl. So, we start our story in basically the events of post a massive storm that hit Fair City, and Wordgirl is helping to clean up. However, attention has been drawn to a certain something that is washed up on the beach, and you can probably guess what it is. It is Mothra's egg. Yeah, Mothra's egg is on the beach. It was washed ashore from the storm that went from, that was this huge storm that swept it out to sea and brought it here to the beaches. Now, obviously, a massive egg is going to cause a lot of hype. And a lot of people are like, massive egg? I'm more worried about what's in the egg. So Wordgirl is like, well, obviously this belongs to something that shouldn't be here, so she doesn't know where. She just knows it's a giant monster egg, and hopefully it's not due for hatching anytime soon. So she's like, well, I don't know where to put it right now. Let me think on this. Let me just think on this. Unfortunately, what happened was, during the night, because she thought to herself, there's no one is going to take this egg. There's no way one of my enemies is going to try to take this egg. Unfortunately for her, Mr. Big did that. Mr. Big really likes big things, so he loved having the idea of a giant egg. So he and his assistant Leslie went out in the dead of night, stole the egg, and she went, and Becky, of course, looks at this and goes, God. Why do I even try to be optimistic about such things? So of course, after Mr. Big stole the egg, the Shobojin have arrived, and the Shobojin basically talk to Wordgirl first, and they're like, that was Mothra's egg. She wants it back because she wants it back before it hatches, and there's a reason for it, because that egg is now vulnerable. Turns out one of Mothra's enemies has discovered that the egg is no longer on Infant Island. It's out in the world, and it's unprotected by its mother. That villain was Batra. Batra has discovered that Mothra's egg is now out of her protection, and Batra's train of thought is, if I can destroy the egg, I can kill Mothra. I can end the line of Mothra. If I can just wipe her, if I can just take out the egg, I can take out her. So Batra is on his way to Fair City as well, but Mothra's there first. Batra was going swimming across the sea in his worm form. Mothra arrives first, and she throws the mother of all fits. She just throws the biggest shit fit you could ever imagine. Of course, Mothra, even though everyone knows that she's a good kaiju, knows that a giant moth wreaking havoc is going to be a problem. So Wordgirl has to fight Mothra, even though she's like, this is my favorite kaiju, I can't bring myself to hurt her. And then she sees her destroying the city, and she's like, crap. So Wordgirl and her fight. Wordgirl, obviously smaller, but also pretty strong. She manages to get a few blows in on Mothra, but those scales that pollen, and she has her own beam attack, manage to hold down Wordgirl. Now, Mothra is about it. Like, Mothra isn't interested in destroying the city. She's just looking frantically for her egg. And Wordgirl's like, I gotta find the egg. This all ends if I can just find the egg. And Mr. Big has hidden it in another facility, like deep underground. And she immediately goes to Big because she's like, Big egg, Mr. Big, obviously. So she zooms over to his tower and is like, give it back. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she goes, Big, there's a giant bug destroying the city. There's another giant bug coming very soon. And I don't have time for this. So you're going to give me that egg or I'm going to bend you like a pretzel. And he's like, it's on the lower levels. Good boy. Boom! Flies down there, grabs the egg. Unfortunately, just as Wordgirl manages to lift the egg out and to present it to Mothra, Batra has arrived in his moth form. And Batra is like blindsides Mothra and just starts pummeling her with it left and right, like just hitting her with beam attack after beam attack. And obviously she's a little worn out from the fight with Wordgirl, so Mothra is like caught unaware. Wordgirl jumps into the fight, helps to fight Batra, but at this point Batra just swats her away. And this is when the fairies arrive and is like, Batra's here to end the line of Mothra. So what happens is that the Shobojin awaken the egg and out pops a little larva, little Mothra larva, and now the two monsters and Wordgirl team up to take on and defeat Batra. And the three of them basically just overwhelm him to the point where, it's kind of like, the Mothra egg is kind of like Mothra Leo in that it has like its own little beam attack and silk that can burn. So it's holding its own as well. I wouldn't say it's Mothra Leo, but it does have like some of the qualities of Leo. Anyway, so the two monsters and the superheroine defeat Batra. He's sent running, and by the end of it, Mothra thanks Wordgirl and the people of almost said Beach City, Fair City, and thanks them for their aid. And also, when Mr. Big goes, hey, I kept the egg safe from Batra, you should be thanking me. I should deserve a big reward. And the fairies are like, you know what, you're right, you do, and I think Mothra has something for you. And Mothra just hacks up a loogie, like a silk loogie, and just spits it at him and his assistant Leslie, and just stick them to the wall. And they're like, well, this is only the 5th time this has happened in my life. And by that point, Mothra and her baby leave. Yeah, it's a Mothra story where Mothra doesn't die and the new one takes over. So there you go, guys. That is my Mothra versus Wordgirl story. You guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of it? Like it, hate it, comment below, let me know. As always, if you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon to see exclusive content where, if you hit the 4th tier, you can send me videos. You can send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. The Godzilla vs. Wordgirl one did very well, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this does well. And if it does, then I'll do a 3rd one, and you can probably guess what monster will be next on that list. Give you a hint. Monkey. Anyway, other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.